Welcome to the screening for Seeing Someone, the new short film by Andrew Bryan Carter and Katie Page. You're all in for such a treat. I got to see this a few days ago, and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm going to save all the stuff for later because when we get the filmmakers here, they just ask that you please hold comments for the end, but please send your questions, any questions that you have, or because we're going to do a Q&A after this. And if you can click on full screen so you get as much of a cinema experience as you possibly can. Enjoy the movie. There might be a little bit of a lag between this and the film, but fret not. It'll be here in about 30 seconds. Enjoy Seeing Someone.
Those first few months, I wasn't feeling motivated at all. I was furloughed from work. We were sheltered in place. And my lease has a no pets clause, so it was just me all the time. I had all this new free time on my hands, but I felt totally paralyzed. I mean, at some point, you have to admit that you are, in fact, lonely. That's when I contacted Jonah. I was really lonely.
Wake up! Today is Sunday, and you know what that means. That's right, it's Vision Board Day. We're gonna turn your dreams into tangible goals through the use of positive imagery and the beauty of collage.
In the beginning, I appreciated his enthusiasm and a few of his perspectives. We bonded watching Ghostbusters. We both agree that they selfishly risk destroying all of humanity to promote their small business. And they fat shame the green guy. But now it's like he's just trying to fix me. And I didn't ask him here because I'm broken. He's self-righteous and intrusive, and it's exhausting.
I feel like myself around Jenna. I think I'm meant to be here. Jenna deserves to look and feel her best, and that's my priority. Joy or no joy? No joy. Joy or no joy? Joy!
I consider myself open-minded, spiritually, but Jonah is very extra. I'm not entirely sure what I was expecting. I thought this might be a welcome distraction. We could contemplate the secrets of the universe, or play Would You Rather. Like, would you rather be alone for an indefinite amount of time, or haunted by the world's most overbearing specter? I didn't expect a supernatural presence to be so emotionally present.
There are some spirit conjurers who take advantage of post-lifers like myself. They are looking for cheap thrills or to scare their mother-in-law or whatever. And then there's Jenna. Other people think that I am this ominous, terrifying presence. Oh no, a poltergeist! German is such an ugly language. I don't just smash things and make objects fly around. That's so unoriginal. I think of myself as more de rigueur. Not many people know this, but turmeric root is actually incredible for staving off certain types of cancer, which is incredibly powerful for a root vegetable. But you also get kidney stones if you take too much.
Did you use my favorite wine glass?
Oh, I don't drink. That gets messy.
This is new?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I moved all the barware up to the top shelf.
Why?
Harder to reach. So you think twice before drinking. Oh, well, now that is just... I didn't have someone to help me with the transition into post-life. It took a long time for me to just be okay with this version of myself. I did a lot of journaling, spent a lot of time communing with nature. I did the work, you know? Hey! Oh, you know what I was thinking? We could actually open up your space, rearrange some things, you know, add some elements of feng shui. Plus, you have so much stuff under your bed, and that is like really bad juju for, you know, your sex life. You gotta create good circular airflow around the bedroom, you know what I mean? Hey, what about your sex life, huh? We never talk about it. Ooh, you know what? If you move these bookshelves and you just swing them over to this side, well, I'll draft up a floor plan. When she doesn't share with me, I feel invisible.
I feel suffocated. Doesn't he have anyone else to haunt? It's like I'm his entire world. He's not the ghost for me. I know he's just trying to make me happy, but that's not his job. It's mine. And I want it back.
Jenna, you okay?
I'm fine.
You need some activated charcoal?
What? No.
Have you been taking your probiotics?
Can I have some privacy, please? God.
She practically lives on protein bars. No wonder she's having intestinal issues. Okay, Miss Lazy Bones, time to get your... You know, I hate to admit this, but Jenna's been pretty distant lately, and I'm worried about her. I can't remember the last time we had a heart-to-heart, or even watched a movie together. She's been super scattered, like in and out of the house all the time. And I think she's supposed to minimize non-essential travel, so... I used to feel like she's the only person who ever truly saw me. Plus, I think she's developed an unhealthy addiction to online shopping.
Okay. I think I have everything I need. And tonight at 3 a.m., the witching hour, it'll be exactly 3 months since I summoned Jonah. It's time. I'm nervous, but it's the right thing to do. Holy shit.
I can't think of any essential businesses that are open at 3 a.m.
I couldn't sleep. I was gonna go for a walk.
in this neighborhood.
What do you want, Jonah?
I know something's wrong. Your sleep patterns are way off, you're constipated, your skin tone is dull.
Please stop analyzing my wellness factors.
Why did you invite me here?
I didn't.
You contacted me.
Yeah, but I didn't know I was gonna get you. I mean, I didn't know who it was gonna be. I just cast the spell. Come on, Jonah, you have to admit, we don't exactly mesh.
We are a great team.
No, we are not a team. You shout orders at me like some deranged coach. Take your vitamins, Jenna. Visualize your future, Jenna. Make your bed, Jenna.
That's the only way to start your day.
No, it's not. You're obsessed with my life because you don't have one anymore.
Wow. Did you just play the death card?
That was...
No, I get it. Hey, you think I should just fly out of your TV and slime things?
You know, when I asked you here, I thought you would just be whatever I imagined you to be. I didn't think that a ghost would...
Have feelings?
That was selfish and totally not fair to you. And I'm sorry.
You were just going to cast me out? Without telling me? You were ghosting your ghost. Well, you better hurry up. Witching hour's almost past.
You're gonna find your human, Jonah.
You and I, we might be strangers. However close we get sometimes, it's like we never met. But you and I think we can take it. All the good with the bad, make something that no one else has but you and I.
Well, this is still going, but I'm healthy, which is important. I am loving my space, but I'm grateful for my time with Jonah. He certainly had a lust for life, which is ironic, but kind of sweet. Even though we weren't a match, Jonah cast a light on something I really needed to see. I thought there were pieces of me missing. Turns out, they were always there. I just needed to be brave enough to love them.
You and I both know that the house is haunted. Yeah, you and I both know that the ghost is you. Used to walk around screaming or slamming all them doors. Well, I'm all grown up now, I don't scare easy no more. 'Cause you and I both know. You and I both know.
Yay! Please welcome the filmmakers and stars of the movie, Katie Page and Andrew Brian Carter. I think they're here. There they are.
Hi!
Hi, Drew.
It's so good. You guys, this is my third time watching it. It's so wonderful. It's so
Thank you
great.
so much.
Congrats. It's also, it's truly my nightmare made funny because as a single person in a year of pandemic, I'm like, gosh, I wish I was with someone. And then I watch this and I go, thank God I'm not with just I'll leave my book.
I feel the exact same way.
Wait a minute. I applaud you both for doing this in the insane year that we've had. It's so well done. It's got such a great comment on just the spirit of where we are, and it's very sweet at the end. I wasn't expecting it to be so poignant. So I just want to start by just asking the question that people always ask, but I think it's so especially relevant here. Like, what inspired this? What started this whole idea to happen?
Well, So we're both actors, and obviously last year there was absolutely nothing happening. So there were a lot of casting director like open calls going on. One of which happened to be a write your own monologue that I wrote about my grandfather, who has passed away. And then it like sort of just morphed into this longer film. We knew we wanted to make it a comedy. We just thought we were going to film a scene. Like we didn't really know we were making a movie when we started. And then it started to be injected with all of our experiences of like relationships. And so, yeah, it did take a turn like that we didn't expect either, I think.
Right.
And I think also, we started this in the summer of 2020. So like right in the middle of, that was the moment I think where all of us as a collective society recognized that, oh, this is actually not going away for some time. And we, I think like a lot of people, those first couple of months after everything locked down were really paralyzing in a lot of ways. It was hard. And I think, everybody went through that experience. And then once we got to that midpoint in the summer, we started talking like, all right, I'm ready to make something. I'm ready to create. I'm ready to pull myself out of, sitting around all day and wondering what to do and actually trying to figure out what it is we want to do. So those were the two things I think that really gave us the impetus to start writing and start considering this as a real opportunity.
Yeah. And where did this character come from, Andrew? I love Jonah. I love him. I've never seen you do a character like this. Where does he live inside you?
He's right there. He's right there. I think Jonah is an amalgamation of a lot of different people that I have met, certainly in Los Angeles and California. But I also, I think we were, when we were all stuck at home and, Marie Kondo was on Netflix and there was like this dialogue, there was this conversation about how do we take care of ourselves in this moment? How do we treat ourselves as good as we possibly can do? And there was so much of that talk spread out everywhere across, across every platform that I think we just started leaning into it. What would happen if this guy showed up who started just like throwing all of these wellness things at this woman who quite honestly didn't need any of them, but, and I think it also comes from that idea of, a lot of times people project their own wishes and desires onto us. And they think they have our best interests at heart when really they're just trying to feed themselves and fuel what makes them feel good. And I think that Jonah really sort of stems from there.
Oh, absolutely. And we know so many people like that in LA, especially where they have good intentions, but it's like their therapy is all about them and they think I'm going to help you, but it's really what they need to go through. I love you. So they need to fill in those gaps. Katie, what about your character? How similar is she to you? Or, you had to play like the more like the grounded role. How was that? And,
she is pretty similar to me. I have to say, I can be pretty passive aggressive. And so she, the like putting off of the moment, I think I've gotten better at over the years, but definitely, a few years ago. And this was a very we shot it in my apartment, which was a place that I moved into after a huge transition in my life. And a lot of things had changed and happened. And so I think there was like a part of the character that was like a part of my old self and then turning into my new self at the end. So that was kind of fun to like sort of have a little 12-minute journey of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Your moment where you're like, I'd really like some alone time. I was so there with you. I was like, I was so rooting for you. I was like, good for you. Because it's hard, especially when it's just the two of you. You're like, I'm being rude and I have no one to.
I still need alone time. Like I still do. I'm like, I need to like go in the bedroom and shut the door, please.
Sure. I know that's so hard to negotiate when you're locked in with one other person, even someone you love dearly. You're like, I gotta have my, my space, and yeah, we're kind of a wreck through all of this. So what was it like to write, direct, and act against each other? I mean, to do all three of both, like for both of you to do all three jobs.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Honestly, it was really wonderful. The writing process was really unusual. We've both written screenplays and scripts before, but never with a partner. And not only were we writing with another person, but we were writing with each other as romantic partners. And we were going back and forth, one line after the other, just finding these stories, and could we make each other laugh? And then beyond laughter, could we make each other feel something? Could we make each other could we remind one another about an experience that we had either during lockdown or in a past relationship, or just somebody that we had met along the way who had inspired us.
And did it feel real? Like we would come up with lines for each other, and we'd be like, no, I wouldn't say that. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
So.
Are of course dealing with this supernatural element, which is like a whole another level. We just tried to make Jonah, yes, he's dead. Okay. He's dead. He's a ghost, but we really tried to infuse him with as much human quality as we possibly could. And then as far as the filmmaking is concerned, we had no crew at all. We did everything. We set up the lights. We set up the microphones. We did all the set dressing, all the wardrobe, all the props. And our dear and wonderful friend Peter Holden came in for half a day to run the camera for the scenes that we were both in. But other than
I was going to ask how you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, when Katie had a scene, I was behind the camera. And when I had a scene, Katie was behind the camera. So we were learning off of each other, and we were learning how to use our phones. We shot the entire movie on our iPhones with lens attachments so we could get different looks, and using an app that sort of turned the phone into a DSLR camera so we could really control the lighting and the focus and the white balance and all of those technical things, which we were basically learning a lot on the spot while we were doing it. But the best part was definitely acting together.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually the first time we've ever performed together. And we've been dating, a year and a half now, I guess, a little over that. So, it was a chance for us to play off of each other. And I learned so much from her just watching her work. And now you're going to say the same thing about me. But that was really fun, being able to direct each other and put away our ego, our own personal ego, and say, okay, I need to listen to this person right now because we're making this thing together and both of us want it to be, something wonderful. And so really setting aside those personal egos and just listening to each other as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's also so inspiring that, hey, I think any way somebody can get a movie made, great for them. But, you did it all DIY. You didn't do crowdfunding. It was just we're going to make this on our own, low budget. It's about the story. It's about the characters. It's about the acting. It's not about, and it's very inspiring that, for anybody that's how do I get started or how do I make a thing? It's Google how to turn your iPhone into, and then you can do it, and so I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so I will take some more questions about that, and we love, there's some of these comments in that. I love the song at the end is a Wilco song, and Andrew, I know you're a huge Wilco fan, and Katie, I believe you are as well, or are you a new Wilco fan?
I'm a adjacent. I'm a Wilco adjacent.
Sure.
She loves it. She loves it because I love it, but she learned everything about Wilco from me. Yeah.
Why that? I mean, it's a perfect song for the film, but like, what happened with that? And then I love that you're both singing on it. It's just like you're literally doing everything in the movie. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we. Do you want to talk about the song?
Yeah, sure. There was well, Andrew's part of a Wilco Facebook group, of course, and there was a competition to do a cover song, and they were putting together an album. So we chose one of the only duets they have, right? Or maybe the only duet?
It's the only recorded duet that features a female vocalist on any recorded Wilco track is this song called You and I.
So this was a separate project that came up kind of in the midst of when we were filming, and then we realized like, oh, this could translate to the film, and we decided to sort of tailor it to that, like to be very haunting and kind of ethereal feeling. The song itself is a little more like jangly. It's a little more upbeat and happy. And we were like, let's make this fit what we need it to fit. So we put it in there, and then the Tweedies were very gracious and allowed us to use it completely. So that was amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. How did you, talk a little bit about like how you got to them, or like how they, how did that work?
I've known Jeff and Susie Tweedy for many, many years.
Wow.
I'm originally from Chicago, which is where they live. And they also come to Los Angeles a lot. So we've seen each other in both cities for many, many years. And, I reached out to them and I said, we want to use this version of the song, and please put me in touch with your licensing manager, and, who do I contact so that we can pay for the song. And they came back and said, it's yours. So we are forever grateful to them. That was just amazing. So cool of them. And we loved being able to use the song to, in that moment in the film. I think it really was the perfect complement to the story we were trying to tell.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's so great. Andrew, your wardrobe. So did Jonah die on the set of Three's Company, or a tea party, or in a fondue restaurant, or what inspired his wardrobe?
I'm going to admit something right now. I'm not sure we ever actually determined how Jonah died. Or maybe we did, and we just I think it was there, but that wasn't important to the story ultimately.
Sure.
But thanks to the ladies department at Goodwill, I found that gorgeous, sheer, Native American or Southwestern
complete
print.
Polyester. He would have gone in flames.
Yeah. Yeah, and then from there it was puka shell necklaces and and bracelets and the world's most unusual mustache and of course I had to find a good use for my quarantine hair, so that
we all have
it as well.
There's such a great way of going sometimes and finding an outfit and getting inspired by a character that way, looking and going, someone bought this unironically.
Someone designed it and put it out for market unironically.
Yes. And was like, I look good in this. I'm going to wear this. Oh, well, whatever happened, I'm going to give it away. And thinking who would that person be? And then, in this case, it was our delightful Jonah.
Yeah.
And then finally, I want to know about the naked scene at the end. How did you do that?
We were
and why?
Yeah, we were trying to think of a wonderful button for the credits. It took us maybe longer than any other portion of the film to figure out. And then one day we were like, oh, Jonah mentions communing with nature, and we're like, let's just go find some woods, and Jonah's gonna dance around naked. And then we were like, perfect. Yeah, that makes sense.
We did have to go to about 3 different nature preserves in Los Angeles where we felt we could find a secure enough location where we could shoot that and without a permit or any sort of revealing.
Getting arrested and, yeah, exactly.
Arrested for indecent exposure. And we luckily we found the spot, and we filmed it as quick as we possibly could. If you guys love the film out there, maybe we'll release the unrated NC-17 version for you sometime.
Like the Mrs. Doubtfire NC-17. If you heard about that, there's yes. Did you hear about this, Andrew? They just released that Robin Williams improvised so much that they have R-rated and NC-17 versions of Mrs. Doubtfire. So
at it immediately.
Why isn't that already like?
I know everyone's going crazy about it. Like, we have to see that right now. So give your support for the NC-17 version of Seeing Someone, and you just might get to see it. A private link somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, and release the song. Yes, it's so great. It's so good.
Thank you.
And it's one of those things that you can tell it's your voices when you know, but if you don't know, it just sounds great. It's one of those like that's them. They're wonderful.
Thank you.
In so many ways. So I'd love to take any questions that anybody has in the comment.
I know I saw Mary ask about the app that we use. It was the Motion app, and you download it on your phone, and that's where you control the white balance and the aperture and all of that. And you can buy a case, and then you just attach the motion lenses onto the case.
Yeah, Moment is the company.
Moment.
Yeah, you said it. I just want to reiterate
No, I
it.
didn't.
Moment is the name of a company that sells and that creates gear for filmmakers who use portable systems like cell phones. So they were the ones who we used their lenses, which gave us an 18 millimeter and a 58 millimeter lens, in addition to the standard iPhone lens, which helped to create some different looks for us. And then they have an app that you download that also, you can fully control the camera on your phone.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Any other questions that anybody has from the?
I know I saw one.
We're looking at you. We're looking for you guys.
Looking for it. There we go.
Here's a question from Aaron.
That's great. How is editing yourselves?
I'm going to leave that to this guy because he did the bulk of the editing. I would come in and say, yay, nay, and then he would do all the work. So I'm going to leave that to him.
Yeah, I've been working as a film editor for about a decade now, maybe even a little longer. And so I'm used to looking at myself. I love looking at her. It's great. Mm-hmm. The movie went through probably 5 to 6 cuts until we found the flow that we really wanted. I think the nice part was that we knew the script so well, obviously, and so intimately that we kind of knew story-wise what we really needed to tell the story. And the original cut was probably about 18 minutes long. And that's where the real challenge comes, right? Because that's the script. So we wrote maybe a 15-page script, and it turned into about 17, 18 minutes of footage. How do you then take what you've written and remove stuff that just doesn't help, progress the story or doesn't really help tell what we need to tell? And you get tired of it. We've watched the movie a lot, but I will say this, watching it tonight and knowing that all of you were here with us tonight, at least over 100 people tuning in tonight, it made the movie so special to really sit back and watch it completely once again with all of you. So we want to thank you all for being here.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
So we have a couple more questions here. One is coming from Sarah. This is a good question because we spent a lot of time, getting the premiere going tonight. We are going to make the film available very soon. So if you want to see it again, if you tuned in late, or if you think people who are going to want to see the film, we're going to make it available to all of you. So everybody who signed up tonight is going to get an email from us later in the week with a link and an opportunity to see and share the film. And I'm just going to put this out there right now. The best possible thing that you could possibly do for us is share this movie with anybody that you think would enjoy it. Indie film, short films, they're really, really tough to get seen. And so the best possible thing we could ask for is for you guys to share it. So thank you for the question, Sarah. We appreciate it. I'm going to jump over to Mausam right now. Hi, Mausam.
Hey, Mausam.
She wants to know how long it took to shoot.
We shot for 3 days. We did have some pickup shots after that and a little ADR after that, but it was 3 days, and it happened to be over Labor Day weekend, which was 110 degrees in Los Angeles every single day.
Yeah.
My studio,
you can't do it with air conditioning running.
no, can't have an air conditioner running, and it was in a like 300 square foot studio apartment with west facing windows. If any of you know what that's like in Los Angeles. It was real rough. It was a relief to see that didn't come out, that the beads of sweat were not visible on our faces. But yeah, it was 3 12-hour days basically. But we had prior to that gone to the apartment, and we were able to stage everything and sort of at least set up what we thought the shot was going to look like, so that when we got to it we could get right down to business. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hot weekend, but it was an important one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mausam, for the question. We appreciate it. Let's see who else is out there. Danielle has a question. Was all the sound recorded on iPhones? Yes, actually it was. We used another app called Recorder, and just a couple of lavalier microphones that pinned to us that plugged directly into the phone, and actually recorded as dual channels.
Yeah.
So Katie's, Jenna's vocals were recorded on one channel. My Jonah's were recorded on another, which made editing really easy because we could then just pull whatever pieces we needed to slide them in there.
But also shout out to Aiden for cleaning it up, because it wasn't exactly.
There's a couple people we want to mention, and one of them is Aiden Reynolds. Aiden was our sound mixer, who we brought in for post-production, who, really helped to clean up a lot of the audio issues that we were, again, just running and gunning with, and making the movie sound, as clear as it does. So thank you, Aiden. We really appreciate you. You did amazing work. And I also want to give a shout out to my buddy, Justin Bell. Justin composed all of the original music that you heard in the film. And Justin and I have worked together before, and he's just a delightful guy, and he gave us exactly what we needed. And so we couldn't have done it without him.
I laugh every time I hear the Jonah theme song. I just can't stop laughing.
Yeah. Jonah does have a theme song. If you missed it, if you missed it the first time, you'll look for it when you watch it again. But it's out there. Thanks, Danielle.
Yeah. Dan asked how many gigs was the final project, which leads me to say something that what we showed you over streaming right now, we did our best to get you guys the best quality that we could. Mm-hmm. What we're going to send you in a link is going to be a higher quality file. So I don't know exactly how many they were, honestly. Andrew probably does, but yeah, please look out for that link, because it'll actually be a little bit sharper than what we were able to pass through StreamYard and YouTube and show you guys tonight.
You guys, we're getting some incredible questions. We don't want to keep you too much longer, but I do want to call attention, because I'm just loving some of the questions that are coming in. Heather wants to know. Go ahead, Drew. You can read this out loud.
Was the little smile Jonah gave at the end of the indication that this was the ultimate lesson he wanted to teach her, to stand up for herself and embrace her space and solitude? Oh,
I mean, look, Heather, that is just a beautifully insightful question, and I really appreciate it. I'm not going to answer it. I want everybody out there to decide for themselves what that little smile meant. But I just wanted to call attention to it because I think it's a really beautiful thing that you picked up on. And do you want to say anything about that?
No, I just want to give another little tiny thank you and nod to Peter because you know why for that moment. But you know why.
Peter Holden, our buddy and fellow cameraman.
Yeah.
Michael Perez has a question here. Drew?
It's beautiful to see a duet that can't reconcile. Was that always the plan, or was it discovered along the way?
I think that was always the plan, but we never had the intention to go so in depth about it until we started writing it. And I know personally, and I know for Andrew, a lot of things came up for us about our own past relationships and which we feel are very relatable. And a lot of people go through this where like you truly want the best in a certain situation and it just doesn't end up happening. So, I think that's something that has shaped us a lot. And we realized that really fell into place in a good way with the ending of this movie. So,
and I also want to just, reiterate that the two of us were going through what every single one of you were going through, for this past year. And we were lucky enough to have each other. But there were other people and other friends of ours who were by themselves and were, learning to cope with that and what that meant. And I think we just wanted to sort of acknowledge and recognize that, every single one of us has been through an incredible experience over the past year, something that none of us could even write about, much less, imagine, experiencing in person. And we just wanted to just, do a small little thing to say, like, we're with you. We're all doing this together.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Great. And we are heading out of it soon. So we're going to be able to be live and around each other and vaccinated and doing great very, very soon.
It certainly feels that way. And I think that's another reason why we were really excited to be able to premiere the movie at this moment. 1 year later, as things seem to be, shaping up in positive ways, it feels good to be able to share this now.
Yeah. I'm going to show one more. This is probably a good wrap-up. This is probably
going to be our last question of the evening, everybody.
Victoria, thank you.
Victoria Hoffman asks, what are the plans moving forward for the film?
Go ahead. Well, we have submitted to multiple festivals at this point, and we will continue doing so. And I don't know, we've talked about it possibly being expanded into a series. I don't know that it necessarily feels like a feature to me, but I could see it being like The Adventures of Jenna and Jonah as a series.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, the working title for the film was Jenna and Jonah in the Time of Corona.
Yeah. We were like,
Yeah, look, there's the world of short films is a very it's a wonderful place to live for a lot of filmmakers, and it's a great way to tell a story. But in terms of the life beyond it, we just hope people like it and we can get more people to watch it. That's going to be the goal right now, and the film festivals are a great way to do that.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed we get into some of those. And then, look, we're happy to share it with as many people as we can. And if that means, taking it to people who are interested in expanding it, we're ready to do that. But that's all a matter of circumstance.
Yeah. Well, and you also said it, and it's true. And for anyone who liked the film, if you can post it and share it, it's the greatest act of support and friendship you can do. Because it's, as artists, we can only promote ourselves so much before we start to sound like, I'm great, look at me, trust me, I'm great. But when someone else does it, it means the world. And that's how things actually become viral, and how, you know, jobs happen indirectly because they liked you in this short. They go, hey, come be in this thing, or come write this thing, or whatever. So if you did like it, and when you get the link, please share it and post and talk about it, because you know, we don't want Jonah to go away. We love them.
Thank you. You know what? We're going to let everybody go. But before we do, I just want to extend my heartfelt thanks to every single person who attended tonight, and who already has, you know, shared in some way. This means so much to us, and to everybody who offered a donation, that is totally mind-blowing, and we really appreciate it, more than I can really express in this moment. And if you didn't donate, that's totally cool.
We love you.
We love you anyway.
We're
just happy that you're here, and we hope you enjoyed it. And do you want to add anything?
Thank you. I thank you to Drew for sure for moderating. You were so much fun. You kept it alive for us, and everyone loved you. I saw all these comments about.
Oh, good. Oh, that's nice. Thanks.
We're just so glad we got to share it with all of you. Thank you for being a part of this tonight with us. So
huge congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.